Alright, so we are back for our post-delivery live stream. So I got the car, took delivery. A couple things to talk about. First of all, here's my projected power consumption for drive back. It's about, I'd call it probably 40, not 30 miles, well maybe 30 miles I guess, from Tempe up here to Phoenix. So it's not too bad on the mileage. I did have some crazy, let's see if I can find it here, there we go, regen spikes. I was coming off the 101, but so that's pretty much what the range was. Wasn't too bad. I started out with 151 miles of range. I'm down to 121 now. Just kind of recap. This is a Tesla Model S 60D. Deep metallic blue paint. Pretty much fully loaded except for the Sub-Zero package and the rear-facing seats, child seats. Pretty much got everything else. Didn't get the enhanced onboard charger though. So my first impressions are it's a really good freaking car. The getting in and out of it's kind of difficult. I'm more of a large person, but it's not impossible. The steering wheel handling is pretty good. I have it set to standard now, I think. Yeah, standard steering mode. There's also sport and comfort. Regenerative braking is really a lot more than I thought it would be. It's going to take a lot of getting used to. So the delivery guy went through a bunch of the stuff with me. I'll just kind of go back over some of the stuff that he talked about and some other information I found. First of all, though, in Arizona, if you're in Arizona, Tesla will now automatically register or title the car for you. You don't have to go to the MDB afterwards, which is really nice. It just actually started doing that, so I was expecting to have to go to a freaking MDB place and stand in line for hours, but didn't have to, which was freaking awesome. So props to Tesla for that. Props to Arizona for not being from removing the stick up their ass about that. But so I guess I'll go over with the settings and things first. So it's basically your entire console we're going to control most of the vehicle from. At the bottom here you have yes, I do have a beard. At the bottom here we have climate controls. I'm still not sure how to independently control them. I think, or independently turn them on and off. I think it's possible. But you have your front seat heater. These seat heaters are now standard for the front seats, and passenger side for the climate controls. Front and rear, rear and front windshield defrosters. You just turn off the climate control with that. You can also do custom settings. Yes, that is the bioweapon defense mode. You get that now with the premium interior. No, the premium interior. Yeah, premium interior package for the Model S. And basically just loads up those settings and the air goes through the filter now. It doesn't recycle air though. That's what I find interesting about that. It goes through the filters. The AC will chug on the battery a bit, depending on what your settings are, but it isn't too bad. So up at the top you have your apps that you can access, so music, navigation, calendar, which will, at first the calendar, let me see if we get a better view of this. Maybe we go this way. At first the calendar won't work. Finger off the freaking camera. The calendar won't work for the first 24 hours once you get the car because the app hasn't been updated, I guess. Or the app still sees the car as not having been delivered yet, so it takes 24 hours to update that. This is your range consumption stuff. You got 5 mile, 30 mile, and 15 mile options, as well as instant range, which I guess is the predicted range you're at right now, or what it was at that point in time. I'm off center now. Average range is that range over, I guess, that number of miles. And you have the trip, which you can set Essentially tells you where the battery charge will be. Yeah, I'll get to the exterior here in a bit. Shows where it'll be at over time. Easy can flip and switch these things around. That you can also full screen some of these, like the audio. I guess we'll do the exterior now and then come back in and do the settings and stuff like that. So let me get out of the car. It should turn off automatically once I get out. Oh, and just point of reference, the cost. This one was $84,000 before taxes and things like that. Get the button to open up the glove box. So that was just freaking awesome. So, let's see how this works. Supposedly, you put it in park and get out, and turns itself off. Supposedly. So here's the exterior. I think it did turn off. "19-inch wheels. So I had to go with those over the 21 because 21 reduced the range. See, where's the badges over here? So 60D. If you're in a state where they don't have front license plates, if you go to take your car to get it clear broad or coated, they'll take this front plate off for you, usually for free. So if you want to do it yourself, there's some security screws on the bottom around here that take this part off, the front part, and this just has like a double-sided adhesive that you can take off. Get the charge port back here. Just tap it here and it'll open up automatically. Let's see, key fob. I think it's in the car still. Let's see, where did I put it at? Set you down for a second here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now the door didn't close all the way. There. You hear the car turned on, and then it turned off. So this is the key fob. You tap on the top once, and it'll lock all the doors. I got my hand over the camera again. If you tap the top twice, it unlocks all the doors. I think once just unpresents the handles. Tap on the trunk twice, and that opens up the trunk, well, the frunk, I guess. Since I have a dual motor, the front space isn't that much, but there's enough to store stuff in. It's also a release thing there in case you put someone in the front and forget they're there. When you're closing, they suggest you take by the handle here, or the latch, and just bring it down till it goes there, and then on either side of the T, push down so you don't warp or crease the head. Back unlocks the power liftgate, which I've heard it's standard on the newer versions of the Model S without the premium package, but I can't confirm that because I don't have I got the premium package, so 2 on the back will supposedly, there we go, do the liftgate. You can also use this here to set the height that you want it to open up at. So if I just bring it down to here, push this. Now if I close this, then open it again, it should open up to that height. also close it by double clicking on the back of it. Got the space back here. They got like a shelf here for parcels or in case you want to hide stuff down here. There's also extra room down here where you have the child seats. I didn't get those. There are no spare tires or room for them. Well, I guess you could stick a spare tire in the back here, but come on. This thing is kind of fidgety. Let me see. Yeah, for a second. Okay, just slides a little more comfortably. So we got our Model S cables and things here. There's a nice Tesla bag. Mobile charging cable and a bunch of adapters. Not sure there's anything around another side here. Let me see what's in there. If anything. Okay, nothing in there. Looks like it's another compartment to store stuff in there. It's like an empty compartment. Fine for other adapters and things. So this is a 110 volt adapter for the charging cable. It'll give you about 3 miles of range per hour, but it's better than having nothing. I'm going to be using actually a NEMA 1030R plug for it. I have an adapter that'll work with this charging cable. This one is the adapter for public charging stations like CHAdeMO and those other ones. So this part hooks into the Tesla, this side hooks into the charging cables. And there's also one that's already on here. This is the standard 40 amp charger, NEMA 1450, I think. That comes with the thing standard. So to take this off, you just hold on this button here, and then you can take it off. This side hooks into your Tesla. And you can also use this button here to unlock the charge port. I'm not sure if it has to be plugged in for it to work or not. Let's find out. So say you're supposed to be able to just point it at the... Okay, it has to have power. That's what I was thinking. This is about a 20-foot cable. They say not to use extension cables, so I guess go with what you need to. Some warning stuff here. A reset button, I guess, if you need it. Let's see what else we got. Talk about on this thing. Let's close this. So the door handles, when it's unlocked, will auto present if you touch them, or present if you touch them in, or they should. I guess maybe it's all based on the side. Let me see. So you have to go further away from the, not to take the key fob. Okay, so if you unlock it, okay, there we go. So that presents, the mirrors will auto fold when you put the car in park and leave it. You can also do it manually. So I'm going to sit you down, panoramic roof. I'm going to sit you down real quick on this. I'm going to close the front. Alright, so let's see if I can get back into the car without having a hernia. Like, oh, crazy. Actually, that was a lot easier that time. I had to do it a few times, it gets easier. Alright, so back inside and air conditioning. So we've got the Model S now will come standard with the console. Before it was a thing you had to add in as an extra cost. They'll also give you a phone charging jack for your choice of phone if you have an iPhone or an Android. I don't know about Windows Phone, but They do them for those. You got 12 volt USB down here. You can hide these. What's going on here? You can hide these cup holders. Nah. Remote control. I mean, maybe potentially if you had some sort of elite hacker, they could do it, but the systems are pretty locked down. So let's take a look at the controls. So you got the sunroof controls here. You can open and close them at will. So like if I set this, I think you're seeing the sunroof now. Or if I'm going to open it all the way. I don't know if you want to stand up there while you're driving or not, but maybe you would. So you can also, I think, click on a particular spot and it'll automatically, yeah, close to that. So this vent setting is handy because it like cracks it open a little bit. You can kind of, oh, it's back the other way, cracks it open back here. So it'll vent out the heat, so like when you're coming out from work or something. That could be useful. We'll close it. Let's see. You can unlock, lock the doors, charge port trunk, frunk. So like if I hit this button, open the frunk. It also can close it. For the frunk though, if you open it, you have to go out and close it manually because there is no auto for that. Maybe something Tesla can add in the future. You can lock or unlock the doors from in here. And it will, if you can see out the side mirror there, it'll actually present the handles when you do unlock. Okay, that's enough of that. So, fog lights, you can turn those on. Here, you can also turn on your dome lights and ambient lights. So, dome lights. Well, there's no dome lights because there are no... Oh, here we go. Yeah. These are the dome lights. Yeah. You can also turn these off and on like this. Just turn them on. Well, when they're not on automatically. So, just turn them on and off by pushing them. Why don't more cars have this? This is awesome. They have these strange buttons all over the place. Just make the lights the buttons themselves. A little bit of plastic on this one. This here is the like the microphone for the voice commands. I think this is a chromatic mirror, autochromatic mirror. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. Ambient lighting. Not sure where that's at yet, so it's probably also not dark enough to see it. Auto high beams, turn the high beams set so they can go on and off automatically. Depending on what the sensors up here detect in terms of the light coming from other cars. You can also turn the headlights on to auto, so they will turn on based on the light levels, or you can just set them to on. And they're on now. Or parking, so they're only on when you're parked. Or I guess it's parking lights, maybe. Then off. Put them on auto. Suspension, I have the air suspension, so if I wanted to press brake to enable, so if I set to very high, I could. And I kind of felt that. You can also, it'll auto raise at this location, so I'm just going to set it to very high, because, well, maybe just high. This isn't that high, it's steep of a driveway. You can tell it to not save it by hitting that X. So if I want to set it to standard, I can tell it forget that setting if it ever shows it. Set to high. Auto speed, so this adjusts it to the lowering based on the speed. So select the speed at which ride height will automatically transition to low. So it's set to 100 right now. I'm not sure why. But I'll leave it as that because I'm not sure what I want to do with Arizona roads and all that. If you get too low, there might be road debris and stuff that could damage the front end of the car. As everybody knows, on I-17, run into a mattress occasionally in the HOV lane or something. So driving, we got our steering mode, custom sport standard, slip start control for if you're like having the wheels are stuck in mud or something. Creep mode, I have that set to on, closer so you can see the screen a bit better. So creep mode isn't what I would traditionally call creep mode, or at least I haven't felt it's do it. Like if I just put it in drive real quick. So we're in drive now. I just released the brake. We're actually going forward. But what I felt, how it felt at work is when I'm already moving and I hit the brake pedal and then let go of it, it keeps going instead of stopping directly. So I think that's, I'm not sure exactly which it's talking about, going from a stop or going from a roll. But I have that on, so it's nice to have. Regenerative braking, I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it's a lot more than what I thought it would be. As soon as you take your foot off the accelerator, you slow down noticeably. Depending on the speed you're going, you slow down maybe 15-20 miles an hour. I believe that when you do that though, the brake lights come on so the cars behind you know you're actually slowing down. You can set it to low, which will reduce that amount of braking and extends the brake life. But then you get less power going into our standard does that. Low means you have to hit the brakes more, it gives you more braking distance. Range mode on or off. This will actually like turn off the AC, and well, this is what the guy said, to turn off the AC and some of the things that make it so that the car will last longer on the range. Actually enables the motors to start leveling between them, doing the torque interactions and whatnot. So trips. We didn't really talk about the trip thing here, but it's probably basic. You can reset them. Yeah, so reset it, reset A, reset B. Shows the distance you travel. So almost 30 miles today. And total energy used, 9.6 kilowatt hours. Average energy, 319 watt hours per mile. So you got 41 miles on this total. They said it would have 50 on it in the the purchase agreement when I got it. So, but that's fine. I mean, obviously that was an estimate. But still, put about 30 miles on today. Let's see, displays. You can turn on auto adjust for the display brightness, or you can set it yourself. That also affects the display over here. Display modes, day, night. Night I think dims it a bit, so it's not quite as glary. Or day is the regular thing. Oh, night also makes it go dark. Okay, gotcha. I was like, wait, what? This thing just get a lot darker all of a sudden. There's also a clean mode where you can push it, and you can actually clean the screen, and it won't have any kind of thing happening with, no settings being changed. So you can see this screen gets dirty freaking fast. Literally, I haven't been touching it too much, and it's already got all these fingerprints on it. So you just tap and hold, and wait a couple seconds, and then it will disengage. So then emergency brake, power off. So you can push this for neutral if you're in park, or you can just move this stalk down or up just like half a click, and it'll put it to neutral. There's also a towing mode somewhere. Not sure where it's at. There's a towing mode option. Vehicle power, power off, so you can turn the power off if you need to in an emergency. Let's see what else do we have. That's controls. Maybe turn to settings. Okay, so settings. We have our apps. Maybe we'll have other apps we can put into the car eventually. That'd be interesting. Driver profiles. So has whatever settings you put in for like your seat seat configuration, forward, back, up, down, lumbar support. The steering wheel adjustments and settings get saved into here, and as well as the mirror settings get saved into this profile. And let's say that I wanted to create a new profile. So let's go ahead and make some changes here to the. So let's put the. Let's telescope this out, and also down a bit. Let's set the mirror over here, like way out to the right, and down. And then I'm going to lower the chair down. And move it forward a bit. So then we can save these changes. We have it saved. Now if I hit this, everything will kind of readjust to what I had it set as. Or it should. So maybe it only does it when you first get into the car, which kind of sucks, but it'll readjust when I get out. Let's go ahead and fix the chair at least so I can get out without having to break a leg or something. That's a little too far back. Let's see. Then the steering wheel will just adjust on its own. So, well, it shouldn't hit save because it'll save all that other stuff too. So I should be able to get out just like this. Move the steering wheel up, I guess. Alright, so it's driver profile. So you can have multiple people that have profiles, and I guess whenever you tap the driver icon to access driver, save profiles. Okay, so here. So we have this, I kind of reset everything again. So if I hit this, we're on TTTTT right now. I hit restore. Oh well, yeah. And the steering wheel goes. So chair, steering wheel. And then I guess the mirror. So now if I go back to my profile. Okay, now it's already readjusting automatically. So the wheel's going to go in now. And there goes the mirror. And the mirror already happened a little too fast. So that's kind of interesting. So you can have different profiles set up for different drivers. So you don't have to be readjusting everything every time. You just come in here, select the driver profile, hit it, and it goes, which is nice. So units, you can change between empirical and metric, I guess. So miles, kilometers, 12-hour, 24-hour, Celsius, Fahrenheit, energy, distance. Rated and ideal. So this is rated, and I guess ideal is if you're driving what the EPA tested with, which was no AC on, and going at a specific kind of speed constantly. So let's see, vehicle shows all this stuff. So door unlock mode, all. So whenever you unlock the door, all the doors will unlock. Child protection locks off. You turn this on, it makes it so that you can't open the back doors from the inside. They can only open from the outside. Walk away door lock. So if I walk away from the car, the doors will automatically lock. Unlock on park. So when you park it, the doors will unlock. Auto present handles. So I guess when you unlock it or get close to the car with the key fob, it'll bring the handles out. Lights, so headlights after exits. I'm not sure what that's for. Adaptive headlights. So as part of the premium package, the headlights are adaptive, so they'll actually curve when you're whenever you turn the wheel, the lights will also curve to follow the road, which is interesting. Not sure if that's standard or not, but I don't think it is. Mirrors auto tilt, so whenever you go into reverse, the mirrors will tilt down to a setting you'll set, so that you can see like where certain, like the thing you're on behind. So like if I set this into reverse right now, the mirrors will tilt down, and you'll be able to see kind of the road down, the ground down there. So when you're backing up, you can see obstacles. Also, when you put it in reverse, you get a very nice large screen for the backup camera. I don't think you can go, yeah, you can't go full screen. It also has, if you have auto, well, maybe this is always, but it has like a thing here that shows you obstacles that might be around you. So We'll talk about that a little later though, so I'm going to put it back in the park. And then climates, so start preconditioning. Smart preconditioning, let's see, by learning driving schedule. Okay, so just as you drive it, it will automatically learn when you get in the car usually, and then automatically start the climates controls to pre-cool or preheat your car. You can also do it through the app as well. I'll leave that off for now. So security, safety, security. So parking assist chimes, all these are turned on by default. Mobile, so remote access for the mobile app and security alarm. Displays. So we have the display brightness, same settings as the other one. Energy saving. Let's see, on significantly less energy consumed. Okay, so it just turns the monitors and things off, screens off when you are not in the car. Or when they're not in use. HomeLink. So you can use HomeLink to actually connect your Tesla to your garage door, so you can open it from your screen here, garage door, your garage door opener. Actually going to do that. So let's see. Not now though, but I will later. So driver assistance. So auto steer, I have the autopilot features. So we have auto steer and auto lane change. Have auto park for the summon feature, which just allows you to get out and move your car in and out of the space while you're not in it. I'm probably not going to use that because my garage is way too small for that to work very well. So you got the lane departure warning and side collision warning. So if the car is coming in too close, you'll get like a chirp or something with that on. And for this, if you make a lane change without signaling or making a lane change, the car will yell at you, basically. I have that set to off right now. So speed limit warnings, you can have different levels of intrusiveness. So you have chime, which means you'll hear an audible kind of thing as well, see it on the display. Display is only display, and off means it's off. So the sensor up here will see the speed limit signs and automatically tell what the speed limit's supposed to be on the road. And depending on what this setting is, it'll give you annoyances if you're going over that amount, plus whatever you have set here. I'm not sure what absolute and relative means. It's probably... Oh, okay, so you can set a manual speed limit instead of relative, which is what it's seen plus this much. And forward collision warning. Forward collision warnings, so you can turn it off if you want to. I'd say not to. You can disable the emergency braking also. Again, which is just not to. And the level of the warning, so late means probably you're almost going to hit them. Early means a fair distance away, and medium's probably about right in between. The tech didn't really know exactly the distances. It's probably time-based stuff, so time over a specific distance. And then service and reset. So, yeah, here we go, towing mode. That's what I was looking for. So, car must be in park with brake pedal pressed to enable tow mode. Service modes for the wipers, so that moves them up so they can be serviced. Tire pressure monitor, you can reset the sensors for those, and factory reset to erase everything that you put in here and reload its factory defaults in case something insanely wrong goes wrong, I guess. Also, if you ever have any questions, you have the manual here you can open up, and it'll literally have the manual with an index that you can look. So, for example, air circulation, and basically it's loading a PDF file, so it's the same thing as that PDF. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? So seat heaters, there's levels, there's 3, 2, and 1. I guess 3 is the highest. You can also do them individually for the side, I'm not sure. So you can change the temperature on the driver's side and the passenger side, but you can't turn the passenger side off, I don't think. I'm just going to leave it synced, 74. Volume, so you can put the volume up or down. There's also a volume knob over here you can use to change the volume. This goes to next track, last track, next track, or whichever, you know. And then this over here is for voice commands. So the way they work, you have to push and hold this in, and you'll hear a chime. Now if I say something like, that's processing, like I said, unknown command. So I say, play Ride the Lightning. That's going to find Ride the Lightning songs. So it's going to go through Slacker, I think. I thought that'd be pretty fitting for driving a Tesla, riding lightning. You can also use a USB device. I have one hooked in down there. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's actually a 128. Must be 128 gigabyte. Very low form factor. That has some songs on. The one thing that's annoying, that probably there is a way to do it, but I haven't figured it out yet, is to actually play a playlist. So I have this playlist on this drive, but it's loading them by the track file name alphabetically. There's probably a way to do it so you can load a playlist. Just not sure how. Let's see, artist, album, genres, songs. So yeah, I'll have to see if I can figure that out. So yeah, favorites, recently played. That's a Slacker radio, by the way. Oh wow, it actually loaded up Static X automatically. Cool. And then you got your radio, which is AM, FM, XM. You have to actually subscribe for the XM, I think. Or maybe not. Okay, I guess XM is already subscribed. Interesting. So AM, let's see, 1260.
Right? Well, they're not making the Jello shots in the back with Aquafina, right? And they're using the Fiji water for the Jello shots. Then you go out in the street, you see chiclet boys walking around everywhere.
So that's a radio station we have here in Arizona, Phoenix, and Tucson's comedy station. So up here you have your favorites list. You can go to automatically. You have this, which is a, I guess, you know, when you played it recently. Also have the equalizer, if you want to call it that. So I do have the ultra high fidelity package. So I have this surround sound option in there. You can set the stuff here, fade balance over here. So where you want like the fade and the balance to be at. So, for the apps with music, I think we went over them. This is for the Internet Explorer. And, kind of, tells you, he has message and things like that, but, it used to be you couldn't do anything with this, while driving. I'm not sure if that's still the case or not, but he seemed to indicate that it wasn't the case, that it wasn't disabled. So you also have the rear-facing camera. You can bring that up at any time, and then the phone, which I haven't connected to my car yet, so you have that. You can also lock down this up here. I think that locks the screen from being able to be changed. I think. I'm not sure. Or it might just, that'd be for the car doors. Okay, no, it's for the car doors. So this is your power. Shows how much miles of range you have here. You can set your charge limit from here, your the amount of amps that you're charging at. Also, you can turn on scheduled charging if you only want to charge at a specific time, or from a specific time. Set your charge limit to whatever you would need to. So in a normal Tesla, in other words, in a non-60 Tesla, you'll probably want to charge this only to 80% for your daily amount. I guess it's actually 90, but in the Model 60, since we have a 75 kilowatt battery that's limited by 20% automatically, you can charge the full amount every day and not have any ill effects. I'll also get on the charge port from in here. So up here, that's the home link, I think. Yeah. Then you have the driver profiles. This will open up your information here. So shows you how many miles you have, your software version number, your VIN, your model of car. It's kind of a display of your car, and also the car that you gave it. I named mine Phantom. You have this up here. So this is your LTE signal amount, your Bluetooth, and then over here is your clock with the indicator whether or not you have a passenger. So if you don't have a passenger, it turns off the passenger airbags. If you do, it'll turn them on. It has an auto-detecting thing that does that. So let's talk about the dashboard over here. So you can change what's displayed here by using this, holding down this dial. It brings up a new menu, and you can actually change what you're showing. So I could like make a clock here, we'll have the clock. Or I could just make it empty and there'll be nothing there. Or like if you want to, you could move, you can put car status here. And it shows you the PSI of the tires. Not right now though, for some reason. I guess you have to probably reset the sensors or something. But maybe it takes a while, or has to be in drive or something. Then trips shows you your trip mileage stuff. And then your energy consumption if you want that. So as you're driving, there'll be a dial here that'll come up that'll show that you're draining power. And as the return to braking happens, it'll drop down below this marker and show green, and that'll indicate that you're putting power back in. Over here you have some other settings you can also set. So right now we have the audio up since I'm not driving. But you can also put navigation here. When you're driving, this will show up automatically. So there's no route, so let's go to navigation. I'll show you that. So I have some places already entered in. So I'll go to work here. So it calculates the routes, and then we'll display it over here. And in addition to over here, and you can like cover. So yeah, literally, that's how far away I am from work. So I'm not going to be doing too much driving to and from work. But so also you can see it over here, which shows you a much better kind of more low-level road kind of view of it. And yes, that is right. It's 105 outside. Well, we're sitting in the sun, so it probably adds a bit more to it. So miles per hour there. You'll have a bunch of different indicators that go along the top of that, depending on what's going on. Like, so if I turn on the lights, it's supposed to be an indicator that shows up. Okay, there's the indicator over there. So that's high beams, low beams. You'll also see like an indicator for turning. If you have the autopilot turned on, you'll actually change lanes automatically if the lane is clear. Autopilot can be set down here. There's stock down here, this one. So you push it, I think you push it twice to enable autopilot. Cruise control is towards you once. You can also change, there's a speed thing here where you push it up or down to increase or decrease the speed. And then you turn this knob, let's see if I can get it in the, to rotate it to increase your car length that you are away. So over here you have the drive, park, and reverse. So up once for, so up all the way for reverse, down all the way for drive. Whenever you go to park, you always have to push this in to park the car. And if you go up just a half click or down half click, it'll put it into neutral. Got your horn options here if you use them. I've never used a horn personally, so. When you're in autopilot, there's a sensor in the wheel that will determine if you're holding it or not, and it'll like complain at you if you're not holding it for an extended period of time. As part of the premium interior package. The wheels covered in leather. So that's pretty much all there is. So here's the airbag warning flip over visor. So this is the visor. It's pretty kind of, let's see if we get back to see, kind of small, but you can, I think, is it like, they extended out, maybe that's only in the X, but you can like move it around to where you need it. Guess there's a mirror here too. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I haven't messed around with it enough to know any of the other stuff yet, so maybe I'll make another follow-along video after this. I will definitely probably get a camera sometime that I could probably hang up here from the sunroof down. A camera mount for my GoPro, so I can have it in here while we're driving, so you can kind of get a experience on that. Driving this thing is crazy. When I first started driving it, it was kind of surreal. It took a while to get used to the fact that when you accelerate, there's no engine noise, and it just goes. You know, it takes a while to get used to that. And also, when taking your foot off the accelerator, the regenerative braking effect also takes a while to get used to. But I'll have more of an opinion once I drive this thing for a while. So, thanks for tuning in, or watching this on YouTube. If you have any comments or questions, leave them below on YouTube and I'll reply. And we'll see if we can make a series out of this or not. But thanks, and I will see you later. Alright, so I decided to do one last video real quick here. Got it backed into the garage and hooked up my charger. So I got it hooked into a NEMA 1030R back here with a cable I bought off of Amazon. I'll have the link to that in the description of the video on YouTube. But it's just a NEMA 1030R to a NEMA 1450, I think, which is what the mobile cable is. And so how this works is there's a couple ways to open up this charge port. You can either use the button on this to automatically open it, and I believe this also should close it. No, it doesn't. Okay. Or you can just touch it on that edge spot there and it opens up. Once you plug it in, it will be blue and then green, so it's charging. For this setup, if you're doing something similar, make sure you set the charge amperage to, let's see, let me show you, 24, or else you're going to blow your breakers out. And at this, I was getting 12 miles an hour range earlier. Let me see how where it ends up at here. So yeah, 12. Actually, it's 12 miles an hour over range. Not 13. Let's see, 14. Maybe 14 miles an hour range then. So about 5 hours, 6 hours to charge it. 15 now. So I'm not really sure what the top end will be when it you know, sets in. 16, maybe 20 miles an hour. I think it's probably being a little overestimated, but we'll see. So I'm about half a charge right now. I'm going to charge it up to, I think it's at setting. I think the setting's at 100% charge. And I'll set it down, even though I don't have to. I'll just put it down there at the lower end. So like 16 miles an hour I'll charge on that. So we'll see how that works out. The sensors are pretty good with the autopilot sensor. If I was backing in, I was able to use the sensors to tell how close I got to the wall. It looks maybe more, well, it said 13 inches. Man, that might be about right. I guess I could actually try and see what it is. So, let's see. from the bumper to the wall. It's actually about 11 inches. So it's a little bit underestimating on the sensors, but that's okay. Still good enough.
You could hit that and barely hit the wall.
We got our whole ghetto set up here so that you can tell if I'm gonna hit the wall or not by running into this. This is a very small garage, like crazy small. But that's just what this is going to be about. A little quick periscope to cover the charging. It's up to 17 miles now. I don't know if you can see it from back here. I think it'll probably top out at 18 or 19 miles an hour on NEMA 1030. Let's give you another shot of the garage here so you can see how small this bloody thing is. And it's literally right up against the wall in there. Barely fits. That's one thing I was worried about. This garage door comes down right in front of this kind of off color line. So I'll let it charge and probably update on the session. We got 4 hours, 30 minutes remaining now. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be 17 or 18. I didn't even know it showed it up there. Pretty cool. I did get some swag. Forgot to mention that earlier. Previous video. Periscope. Got a coffee mug, a pen, and an umbrella. That's all I got though. Some people get more, some people get less. Just depends. That's right. But that's just what I wanted to do. Haven't tried autopilot yet. Probably will, maybe after I get used to driving, actually just driving manually first. Then see what autopilot's like. Just gonna go get Clear Broad and get a coat of Opticoat Pro Plus on it on Monday. Paint's actually a little bit more sturdy than I thought it was going to be. Already dust all over it though. But we'll see how that works. Should be a lot more glossy after that Opticoat goes on. So I'll probably do another Periscope after I get it back that day. That'll be a Tuesday afternoon.